Hello, good morning. Gary Champions, psychic medium once again. I'm sitting here at my computer, as I usually am when I get a message, and then I do a video. Computer, message, video. That's how it always happens. Just turned the computer on a minute ago, and someone said, compromise. Reason will prevail. So I think all this street violence is probably the next stage is compromise. Otherwise, you did it for no reason. Black people are now complaining that there aren't any black people at these demonstrations. There are white people who have taken it over for their own anger, whatever they're after. And Black Lives Matter has gotten shoved aside for that, which, okay, you had a great idea, and then you pushed it too far, and then all these crazy groups with guns and knives and have showed up, making it not what you intended. It's not your fault. So we're now entering the age of reason or compromise, where, because anytime you have a protest of some kind, eventually you have to get around to a table. And people aren't just going to give you what you want because you say you want it. You can tear up 1,000 buildings and loot them all. They're not going to give you what you want without compromise. Just because you want it doesn't mean you deserve it either. Probably about 50 different versions of that. This is what you need, this is what you want, this you can't have that, you can have. So at some point, all these people need to come to a table and discuss things that could change with compromise. Because right now you're just tearing up people's property and shooting your own people and getting shot yourself. So the peaceful demonstration, which was the hallmark of Martin Luther King, and before that Gandhi, which got great results both times. Gandhi got his entire country free of England through peaceful demonstration. Martin Luther King, he was just different. He had some great ideas, and I'm sure he got some of them from Gandhi. But peaceful protest doesn't anger people. It makes people think. And thinking people can always compromise on something. So, and I do want to add that both of those leaders were shot for pretty much the same reason: hate. But we're entering the area, the age of compromise, and it's about time. This has gone on long enough. We have enough problems. We need to get back to how to protect ourselves from this and get a vaccine. It's about January, February, there'll be a vaccine early on. Won't be as good as what they've announced, but it'll be pretty good. And then life will go back to what it was. Restaurants will open up. The stores that survive will attract customers and move on. Jobs will be available. It's going to be slow, but because no one has any money to buy the product if you make it. You don't need sales staff in a store if no one's in there. So it'll be a reversal of what's happened. Slowly, but things will come back to being sort of okay. And we'll look back on this and say, what a strange time it was. What a strange time it was. And people will see that what is best for everyone is probably the thing to do. What's best for a small minority, it's not going to fly. If you're a minority, you're a minority. You don't have the right, you don't have the votes to vote anything in. You may have the right to want it and be on solid ground in every way, but if you don't have the votes, very strange democracy. I guess it's the best thing there is. You don't want to live in a country where one guy tells everybody what to do as though he knows. That's feudal. That's um, it's the Middle Ages. Everybody had a king and a queen and princes and knights, and there's a whole system, and serfs were at the bottom. You had rich and powerful uh, crowns and all, and then you had serfs. Really wasn't a huge middle class, and we're heading that way ourselves, where the middle class is kind of disappearing. We're all becoming sort of poor or poorer. Um, then the Industrial Revolution came along, steam engine came along, factories opened up, people had jobs. They didn't have to work at farming the land. They could go to the city and make garments or sewing machines or cars or whatever. And then there was a middle class. People could do pretty well. So hopefully we go that direction again. Someone's saying assuredly so. Glad to see the time of compromise and reason come. It shows sort of they've got to get this violence under control, and the vaccine for the COVID. We've got those two things aiming us right in the face. We've got social injustice, and we've got a disease that we don't know what to do with. Social injustice is going to require reason and compromise. Vaccines is going to take time. Every country in the world has people working on it, and they're all capable. Any of them could come through with it first. Every country has this little group of highly intelligent germ fighters. And you should put a statue to those guys, because they risk their lives every time they go in there to work on these things. So that's the time we're entering. It's around the corner. It's around the block. It's not quite here yet, but it's coming, and it's pretty close. Anyway, I guess that's all I've got for today. A little something from the other side to chew on. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.